Hey guys, so I'm in somewhere incredibly special inside Jerusalem. It's a place that actually I came to for the first time a little bit over 10 years ago that absolutely transformed kind of my way of thinking. And it's because of this person. And if you've ever been on a trip with me, it's undoubtable that you have met Moshe. I know a lot of you have been asking about Moshe and to hear from Moshe. And so we wanted to stop by the shop today and just get some time with Moshe and just talk. And so, Moshe, first of all, how are you doing?
We're doing great.
Oh.
Everybody's doing great. In the midst of all the difficulty, all
Yeah.
the pain, all the concerns, there's a sense of purposefulness here.
Yeah.
And that sense of purposefulness sort of takes us through the most difficult of times. And I think that's what's happening now. That people sense this had to happen, needs to happen, and that gives a little more strength to that 6 o'clock waking up in the morning and trying to get on the phone to see if anybody who's hurt or not. Those are difficult experiences. But the fact we all know why we're here changes everything.
Yeah. We were talking a little bit earlier when we first came in, before we got on the camera, and you had said something just so profound, as usual, just about, you understand, like you see everything around, and this isn't something that's happening in a vacuum. This is something that clearly you see that God's on the move, right?
Yeah, look, you know that we've been having groups coming by for almost 30 years, people coming in, and everybody personally is on a journey. Anybody that comes here is invited by God, and even people who come here don't know they're being invited by God. But once they do, they step in and seize that moment. There are many people invited by God who don't come. Mm-hmm. You cannot hear what God is saying. And God says, that's all I want from you, a listening ear, Psalm 40. So people hear it and step in. So that before what we talked about before, that gets to me to we're in the middle of the Torah portion with Exodus coming out of Egypt. One of the most awesome verses is Moses runs away from Egypt. I don't want to take it too long because it's a short thing, but Moses is running away from Egypt, running away from his people, running away from who he is. And he suddenly, God says, 60 years later, 40 years later, depending on our two doctrines of faith, but after a long time, he sees a burning bush. Now, he's running away from who he is. You see a burning bush. Most people go, nah, I don't want to go there. But Moses turns to see. And then the verse says the most incredible thing. When God saw that he turned to see, he spoke to him. Coming to Israel is a turning to see. Coming to Israel is saying, I want to step in. I want to see, and I want to hear, and I want to feel. But what we were talking about before, which also to me is blowing me away, is the world is going through dramatic changes. God is clearly on the move. And if you don't believe he's on the move, just open up your newspaper one day and then open up a week later and see how much has changed. Because God's shaking the world, first COVID, then Putin, and now in his land. And he's on the move, and he's trying to shake the world up. And the reason he's shaking the world up is he's on the move, but everybody else is, I'm cool, I'm fine. They're sitting on the fence, I'm good, everything's good. God says, you're still sitting on the fence, and I'm moving. Maybe you need to step off that fence, and God will show you what you need to do. Not for me to tell anybody what they need to do, but coming to Israel is as much as standing with Israel, supporting the people in their time of difficulty, but it's even much more than that. It's you becoming part of God's plan. That's what it's all about. Are you going to step in and be part of this move? You can avoid it, you can hide it, you can fight it, as many are. Or you can step in and turning to see and then becoming changed, because then God speaks to you, and he speaks to us everywhere, but here there's something else going on. And I think that everybody that comes on these trips, they come originally, especially now in this time, they come to support, to stand with, and every single one of them says, this is different, something's changed.
Yeah.
I feel changed. I feel some power that has been put into me that I need to deal with and figure out what to do. So coming to Israel really is a stepping aside, stepping in, and then allowing yourself to learn how to hear with your eyes. Open up your eyes, see what's God doing, and hear him telling you, and then you won't be the same. And that's really what God wants of all of us. He doesn't want us to be the same that we are. God says, I'm infinite. Your understanding me is infinite. Come and become on that path to the infinite.
That's awesome. This is why I absolutely love not only coming here to Jerusalem, but also coming to this land, because it just opens up a different mindset. And even I remember the very first time you told me, I was a student, maybe 22 years old, of no, you didn't choose to come here. God called you here. And ever since then, I can attest that yes, God continues to call us back again and again so that we can get to know him more. And coming here and understanding the situation is just coming and understanding him more and his plan and having obedience. It's fine. I think it was you who told me this, is that one day a man says, I was speaking, or God was speaking to me today, and the person says, no. God's speaking always. You were just listening today. And that's what it is so often when we come here to this land, is that how can we listen to what God is doing and see what God is doing so that we can be a part of that?
You know, you just touched on something so important. God says the most unusual thing. He says, this is my land. Why is that unusual? Everything's his.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I want you to feel like when you come into this land, you're coming to my house. Your Father's house is sitting there. You can put your feet up, rest. That whole, just being here, you'll breathe different, see different, feel different. And you're 100% right. It's about stepping in and listening to that call.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's awesome to be here inside Jerusalem, and we just welcome you whenever you're ready to come here and experience the hospitality of God inside his own land, of getting to understand his plan, not only for you, but also for what he's doing all around you. And so, Moshe, thank you so much. First of all, we're so glad just to see you again. I wish Dove was here as well. We'll give him a little bit of trouble for this later.
I need to stop, though. I'm going to be cheating. I'm going to be stealing that term, the hospitality of God. That's awesome.
That's
awesome.
It is.
That's awesome.
So we look forward to being with you here at Shorashim as well.
Great.